Hope you guys had a great day. In this video, let's talk about United Healthcare, a stock that is down 48% in the past year. We have Warren Buffett buying into the stock. The daily technical analysis is looking really good, so a potential call option play for this for next week. I'm going to be going over the price target. We have a really nice gap to the upside, but we have a lot to go over in this video. So if you guys do enjoy content like this, make sure to leave a like. Also, congratulations on American Eagle stock. That stock is up over like 60% from our video, but let's get started here. Also Open Door, okay? The Open Door stock, and we're still going to be holding PL, Planet Labs. So let's take a look at. We have Warren Buffett buying in $1.6 billion worth of shares. And his average is around $312, $310. So if you think that you are late to the party, or if you think that, oh, Warren Buffett, bought in here, no, his average is actually sitting right around here, the level that we are at right now. So it is definitely not too late. Now, not only did Warren Buffett buy the stock, we also have big short Michael Burry buying into the stock, which is absolutely huge. So two big confirmations for that. The next thing is, why has United Healthcare been dropping? Now, we had the whole Luigi Mangione situation, but the stock actually recovered after that. We recently we have been getting regulatory scrutiny, so the DOJ is investigating, similar to something like DOJ investigating Google. So I think Warren Buffett, Michael Burry, and investors are seeing this as like short-term volatility or short-term news, and things are going to be okay in the long term. And this is sort of like a chance to buy in the stock at a very cheap level. We also have the cyber attack and leadership changes after the assassination of the CEO. Now, we can definitely see Warren Buffett's ideology coming into play. Being fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. There's a lot of fear with this stock, and this is when Warren Buffett is buying it right now when everyone is fearful. We also have his idea of buying a good company at a fair price instead of buying a fair company at a good price. So we can see that United Healthcare is a blue chip stock. Yeah, just taking a look at the chart, it has really been consistently been going up, and this dip is probably the biggest dip that we have seen for a stock like this, for a blue chip stock like this. We can see that the earnings did get affected, and this is sort of the time to buy in because of all these fears, but we definitely do want to see earnings returning back to normal. So once we can see that, that is going to sort of confirm that for us. We also have a lot of investors liking it. We're getting price target bumps from Barclays, more price targets. So it's not just Warren Buffett or just Michael Burry. So we can see that coming into play. Next, it kind of reminds me of Meta Platforms at 2022. I remember taking a look at the stock. It was Google also. We made a newsletter on SundayStockTalk.com, so make sure to check our newsletter out. But we had a newsletter on like buying stocks, buying cheap stocks, and it really reminds me of Meta at that level. So a year from now, we can definitely see sort of like a V-shaped recovery, but the most important thing is that we're buying a good company at a good price. Now, the next thing that I want to take a look at is the technical analysis. And we can take a look at the technical analysis at many, many ways, because you can take a look at something like the weekly and the monthly time frame, and we can see many things. I can also take a look at the daily time frame. So I'm going to be talking about the daily time frame first, and then I'll talk about the bigger time frame. So these are going to be for like short-term traders, if you want to swing, if you want to play call options, or if you want to swing for a couple of weeks. Now the daily time frame looks very, very interesting for a setup for call options, because we had this gap to the upside. We gapped because of the news that Warren Buffett is buying this stock. Now, since the stock dropped so low, and then we gapped up. This is what is called a breakaway gap. I go very in deep about gaps in my course, the Trading Technical Analysis 101 course. So make sure to check that out. Link in the description. But we gapped up, so there's really a low chance of filling this gap. And then we have been consolidating here, and we have this consolidation going on where price is sort of gaining momentum, but we have been trading sideways, and it's getting ready to sort of squeeze, like explode to the upside. All this energy, potential energy. Now, we also then have this gap to the upside, which is going to be our price target. So, our short term price target, and I'm talking about next week. Next 2 weeks is going to be 345. So we can definitely see a breakout to the upside for United Healthcare to hit 345. So definitely watch that out for call options. I'll send the buy and sell alerts in the Discord if I do decide to play call options. So this is what we are taking a look at on the daily time frame. Now, I want to talk about the bigger time frame. Now, we made a previous video on United Healthcare, and for me, I was actually waiting for it to drop more. So I wanted to buy in shares at this level. I had this level charted out, and we were really approaching that level. But right when we were approaching that level, we had the news of Warren Buffett buying the stock, and that sort of made the stock go up because a ton of traders followed that. So I don't think we're going to be hitting this level anymore, but this would have been the perfect level to buy United Healthcare at. Now we can take a look at sort of the weekly time frame. And one thing that the question is, are we going to get a V-shaped recovery like we did for Meta? So remember Meta in 2022, we were covering it in our newsletter. We were covering this in newsletters. This was around November 25th. It was one of the newsletters on stocks to buy this Black Friday. If you guys want to check that out, that was 3 years ago. But we're covering Meta platforms. The question is, are we going to get a V-shaped recovery like that for United Healthcare, especially with United Healthcare? This is really the biggest deal and the biggest drop we have gotten for its entire history. So that's going to be very interesting. Or are we going to see something like PayPal, where it plummets, but then it consolidates for a while? So something like this, um, something like this. And this is going to depend upon the earnings. Okay, this only happens if we don't reach the back to usual earnings. So earnings are going to be very, very important, or else we're going to be trading sideways for a while. So watch out for the earnings here. If we take a look at the technical analysis, it looks good. If we take a look at the risks to reward, okay, this is amazing. Okay, we're just talking about shares. Okay, a move like this, we can give it a couple months. We can be very conservative and give it a year. We're talking about, a solid 43%. Okay, we have this really nice price target, like a 1 year price target. 2 years, we can be very, very conservative. We're talking about a 40% gain for United Healthcare, and this is going to be for long-term, long-term shares. So the risk to reward looks really, really good. Here to all-time highs, that's 100% gain. So for shares, this looks absolutely amazing. Buying in at this dip. Now we'll see what happens in a year. I'll be buying in shares, and then I also want to play call options. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and see you guys later in the Discord.